2026 is stacked. Everyone knows the big names, the sequels, the stuff that's been on your radar for years. But there's a whole other layer of PS5 games this year that most people are completely sleeping on. Some of these are out in weeks, some will genuinely surprise you. 10 games. Let's get into it. Kena, Scars of Kosmora. And look, the first game, Bridge of Spirits, was charming as anything, but the combat was a bit rough around the edges. Most people who played it will admit that. So the fact that Ember Lab have come back with full PlayStation Studios backing and specifically said they've gone deeper on combat, that's the right response. You're on a mysterious island called Kosmora. Kena's staff gets shattered early on, and she has to learn a completely forgotten form of elemental spirit guiding to survive. New elemental companions, each tied to different abilities, puzzle solving, boss fights built around mastering them. The world looks noticeably bigger than the first game. No release date yet, but it's confirmed for 2026. If they nailed the combat this time, this could genuinely be something special.
Spirit guides here once used alchemy to cleanse corruption. Maybe you can do the same.
Fear will bind you, gripping to the present, which must always pass. Regret will bind you, longing for the past you cannot change. Love will bind you, yearning for a future you will not see.
The Adventures of Elliot is from Team Asano at Square Enix, the people behind Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default. And this one is different from anything they've done before because it's fully real-time action combat. No turn-based system. HD 2D visuals as gorgeous as you'd expect, but the gameplay is closer to classic Zelda meets the Mana series. You and your fairy companion Faye travel through 4 completely different time periods. A doorway of time mechanic that genuinely shapes the whole narrative. 7 weapon types, all customizable. Oh, and they released a demo, collected player feedback, and actually patched the game before launch. June 18th. That's very soon. This one is criminally under the radar for a Square Enix title.
Which is all the more reason it must be done right.
In the age of budding, the birth of human civilization.
I want only peaceful coexistence. I have never sought power.
Philabildia's history is woven by the emotions of its inhabitants. Those emotions, at times hope for the future, at times the world's downfall, envelop all those in it.
Have I lost everything again?
You still have a chance to save us all.
Please.
Okay, I need you to stay with me on this one. Denshattack is a game where you ride a train through a Japanese dystopia and do skateboard tricks with it. Like ollies, kickflips, wall rides, grinds. On a train, against rival train gangs. Made by a studio from Barcelona who grew up obsessed with Jet Set Radio and Tony Hawk and just decided to mash them together into something completely unhinged. The soundtrack is by T. Lopes. the guy behind Sonic Mania and Streets of Rage 4, so it's going to absolutely slap. Push Square played it at Gamescom and said the gameplay's more demanding than it looks, which is actually a good sign. 50+ stages, boss fights. June 17th. This is one of those games you show someone and they immediately want to play it. The Eternal Life of Goldman. An elderly man with a cane arrives at a mysterious archipelago with one job: kill the deity, a creature everyone's heard of but nobody's ever seen. That's the setup. Developed by Weppy Studio, the This Is the Police people, and every single frame of this game is hand-drawn and hand-animated the old-fashioned way. No two rooms look the same. The art style is somewhere between 70s European animation and classic 16-bit platformers, and honestly, it looks like nothing else releasing this year. You bounce on the cane to fight and platform. Very DuckTales energy, if you know, you know. No release date yet, but the demo is out on Steam and it's apparently around 90 minutes long. Go try it, because this one really needs more eyes on it.
Hope that certain creatures might rather choose to withdraw, if only out of immense respect for the age-old wisdom of the venerable reanimated museum exhibit. But most won't be surrendering without a fight. On the other hand, isn't that how every ancient geezer recounts the story of his life? Dramatic, fantastic, as if every trivial excursion were transformed into a series of trials, and every new day brought inevitable pain? And were this life eternal, there would be no end to the suffering. It's true what they say. Some people get so old, they simply...
TOEM 2 is the odd one out on this list, and I mean that as a compliment. No combat, no loot, no boss gauntlets, just you, a camera, and a world full of weird little phenomena to photograph. The first game won a BAFTA and still flew under most people's radar, which is honestly baffling. Made by Something We Made, a tiny two-person studio from a small harbour town in Sweden who just love making games that feel genuinely gentle. The sequel expands the movement, new camera attachments, new regions, all built around rewarding curiosity rather than demanding anything from you. No time limits, no stress. Sometimes a list needs one of these. A game you play after a rough day and just breathe. Summer 2026, PS5, Switch, and PC. Lunar Strike is probably the most unusual thing on this list. No combat, none. You're Bo, a junior archivist on humanity's last lunar colony in 2119, and your job is to preserve it, scan records, document culture, protect what's worth saving, before sabotage tears the whole thing apart. Then it becomes a survival game. Oxygen running out, power failing, time pressure, and genuinely hard ethical decisions about what knowledge actually deserves to survive. The developer Cognition Europe built this with real space researchers, actual lunar physics, 1/6 gravity, toxic moon dust. The creative director founded a real non-profit for cultural heritage preservation. This isn't a game someone made quickly. It's May 2026, demos coming soon. If you've ever wanted a sci-fi game that treats you like an adult, this is worth watching.
My mission seemed hopeless. But I'm not dying here. Not me, and not the ones I love. This isn't the end. It's
Coffee Talk Tokyo is the second deliberately chill game on this list, and I make no apologies for that. You're a barista in a late-night Tokyo cafe serving humans and yokai, traditional Japanese spirits and creatures who all just need somewhere quiet to sit and talk. You brew the right drink, You listen. You make choices that shape how their stories play out. There's an in-game social feed called Chill, where you can dig deeper into characters' lives between shifts. That's a genuinely clever way to build attachment to a cast. The lo-fi composer from the original 2 games is back. It got delayed slightly to May 21st, and the team were completely upfront about why. They just wanted it to feel right. $15. Demos free on PS Store right now. Directive 8020 is the new Dark Pictures game from Supermassive, the Until Dawn people, and this one genuinely looks like their most ambitious thing yet. Colony ship crashes on a planet 12 light-years from Earth. Crew quickly realizes the alien that got aboard can perfectly mimic any one of them. So, it's Alien meets The Thing, basically. Paranoia, no guns, pure stealth and evasion. Lashana Lynch leads the cast. New feature called Turning Points lets you rewind key decisions, which is a smart addition for a series built around consequence. Worth noting, Supermassive went through significant layoffs during development, so the fact this thing made it to May 12th is genuinely impressive. 5-player couch co-op on day 1. This one deserves more noise than it's getting.
And the start of a new one.
Aren't you excited to see our future home?
Yeah. I just wish we could see it up close. Like boots on the ground close.
We're blazing the trail, man. It all starts with us.
Well, it's taken long enough to get here. Gotta be worth something.
Stop moping. Live in the moment, like me. Each day, one step at a time.
You always find a way to see the bright side.
Mum taught me that. You can't always control what happens, but you can control how you react to it. I can control the muscles in my face, so I use them to smile.
It's hard to, though. Sometimes.
And that's why I try to focus on the now. The past isn't worth wasting a frown on. When everyone's up, you think they'll relegate us to coffee-making duty.
Knowing Williams, I wouldn't doubt it.
Time doesn't have the same meaning out here. Those guys close their eyes for a night's sleep, and they wake up refreshed like these 4 years meant nothing.
God, I'm older than Cernan now.
You know, he once told me this. Help! Carter, help me!
Use your thruster! Now!
Metro 2039 just got announced, and I think people are sleeping on how significant this one is. 7 years since Exodus, and this time 4 A-games are going back underground, back to the claustrophobic tunnels, darker tone than anything they've done before. New protagonist called The Stranger, new story written with original author Dmitry Glukovsky, who is currently living in exile after being sentenced in Russia for criticizing the invasion of Ukraine. And 4 A-games themselves, a majority Ukrainian studio, have been developing this under drone strikes, working from Kyiv and Malta. That context shapes everything about this game. The themes of tyranny, silence, and the cost of freedom aren't just window dressing. Winter 2026, PS5, Xbox, and PC. This one matters. Turok Origins is a name that'll mean a lot to anyone who grew up with an N64. Saber Interactive, the Space Marine 2 people, are bringing it back, and the DNA of that game is all over this one, which is both a good and slightly concerning thing. Third-person action shooter, dinosaurs, alien threat, lost lands. You extract DNA from enemies and the environment to upgrade your suit and abilities in real time, which is a genuinely cool system. 3-player co-op, 3 classes, Raven, Cougar, Bison. The honest concern is that going full co-op strips some of that isolated, predator-in-the-jungle tension that made the original special. But if Saber nail it the way they did Space Marine 2, Fall 2026, and it could be one of the year's surprise hits.
The mysteries that ultimately hold the key to saving humanity.
That's 10. Drop in the comments which one actually caught you off guard. And if you want more lists like this before the games blow up and everyone pretends they knew, subscribe. More coming.